Welcome back to Tape Don't Lie. Cam Smith with my man, Tim Doyle. And Tim, let's transition over to another big man who was National Freshman of the Year this past season in college basketball. And he is none other than Big Vernon Carey. Led Duke in points, rebounds, and blocks. Vernon Carey is the real deal.
Yeah, I would describe him in 2 words: effective and efficient. And even though he followed in Zion Williamson and he's left-handed, a different type of player. But I think if his game keeps evolving because the talent is there, I think he can play in the NBA 15 years.
100%. And you talk about effective and efficient, 57% from the field, 38%, even though he took 21 three-pointers this past season at Duke, but he hit them at a 38% clip. And that has to be impressive for a lot of NBA scouts. So let's dive into this footage of Big Vernon Carey from Duke. Okay, Tim, now Vernon is a throwback player because he's a back-to-the-basket guy. But I like to say that he throws cats in the carry cage when he gets positioned down on that low block and inside of the paint. So let's take a look and see how Vernon does that with that big frame and that wide body.
Yeah, you say throwback. I'll say throwback because he's listed at 6'9", 6'10", but with the fro, maybe 7'3". See, that's a Fletch reference. You may not have seen that great Chevy Chase movie in the 80s. But this right here, I like your catchphrase. I call this mouse in the house. And watch on this particular play how once he establishes position, he like, nah, I'm good. Like, I'm going to stay right here, and then I'm not going to get pushed out. How many bigs do we see kind of start where he catches the ball or should catch the ball and then drift and drift and drift? And they catch the ball at like 15 feet or closer to the three-point line. He does an excellent job of establishing position, and then he has a pretty soft touch.
He does, especially turning over that right shoulder with that left hand. And he averaged 17 points and 8 rebounds and a block this past season for Duke. But this is one of the more impressive moves that I love on the road at Georgia Tech. Look how he's able to move that 260, maybe 270 pounds that he has in his body to tightrope that baseline and then put himself back in front of the rim for that finish. And a lot of guys, when they try and work around Carey, you don't really see them until Carey's going up to the shot for a shot because he does a great job of establishing position and not breaking contact. But this is a situation where the poor Louisville defender had no clue on what was happening, and Carey did a good job of baiting him into that spin move baseline.
Yeah, I think what happens here is scattering port is, right, Carey loves to go over his right shoulder. So he did a nice job as kind of the season was going on of coming up with a counter, right? I know if I'm guarding Vernon Carey, it's like, yo, you ain't beating me with that left-hand jump hook. So I'm going to force you to go the other way. So I feel the defender's pain because they're like, yo, coach, you said he goes over his right shoulder and shoots a jump hook. You didn't tell me he had this to his game. And this is the evolution that he has had and will keep having. Only played 1 year at Duke. And you know Coach K was like, you stay on the block. I think he's more than just a back-to-the-basket player, but that's obviously his strength.
Yes, it is. But one situation, you talk about scouting report, where as this game goes on and kind of you feel that Carey, when he's committed to a move, he's 100% committed to a move. And on this spin drive here, he doesn't do a good job of just seeing the floor and seeing that help defender. And that's going to be a situation where he's going to have to improve if he wants to be effective or at least productive on the offensive end at the next level. He's young, only 19, a freshman, but a situation where he loves that spin move, and you're playing against older guys like in this clip here against Virginia. Virginia's a grown man team. So Diakate knows that he's going to try and spin move, and Diakate is right there to force that turnover on the young Carey.
Yeah, Carey is, we can say it, a little bit of a black hole, right? You throw him the basketball, it ain't coming out of there. But he's more than just a rammer. Some guy just wants to get down low and get physical. That's not his strength, putting the ball on the floor. And that's okay. Not everybody needs to be kind of breaking guys down off the dribble. I think his game is really going to be pick and pop as we dive into his offense. He's a guy that can step out, shot nearly 40%, like you said before, Cam, from 3. And I think his offensive game could get better and better and better.
It really could. Now, again, we talked about the first clips. He's a back-to-the-basket guy. Can he be able to evolve his game and grow his game to how the NBA is played nowadays with a big man? We'll see what happens with Vernon Carey. Okay, Timmy, we know this as basketball players. We both played at a high level. You at Northwestern, myself at Southern Illinois University. But if you don't evolve in the game, you're going to die. But this is a situation where Vernon Carey shows signs that he can step out and really do some things on the perimeter, especially when he has that basketball in his hands. Now, this could be a lazy comparison, but on this jump shot, and since he's a lefty, reminds me of Zach Randolph a little bit. Not much lift, but it's the arc that he's able to get on that shot, which produces great results, and a good reason why he hit 38% from three at Duke last year.
Yeah, I don't mind that comparison because he shoots it easy, which means that it's going to translate to the NBA line, which is a little bit further back. And it's got a little Sam Perkins feel to me. Kind of go old school where he cocks it back and shoots it. And you know this. You know Coach K doesn't want him shooting threes at Duke, okay? He only took 21 of them, but he made 8. So obviously they go in. You know when Coach K is watching that ball in the air, he's like, come on, man, get under the basket. You're 6'10", 270, strong like bull, but he has a nice touch. I think the biggest thing for him when I talk to scouts is, can he get in shape? He actually doesn't need to be this big. And if I have a comparison, and you could disagree with me, how about Domantas Sabonis? Because he has that old school feel that he wants to play close to the rim, but he's got really nice touch outside as well.
It really does, and is able to play through contact, as you saw in that play, which should have been an and one for Carey on that situation. But what I love about Sabonis, too, is that he's physical. He loves the contact, and he has a high basketball IQ. This is the most impressive clip that I've seen from Carey. Watch where he catches this basketball, and this is where that sneaky athleticism comes in. You may say, okay, well, he's 6'10", maybe 6'9", 270 pounds, but he catches that basketball on one side of the lane and then gets to the other side in one dribble. So that lets scouts know that he's able to move with that ball in his hands, and this is another clip here where he can show that as well. Now, this doesn't make Roy Williams happy, but Vernon Carey's like, yeah, Roy, you need to put that in your scouting report too. I can do this as well.
Yeah, this play right here, I don't think this is in his bag, but it actually is. Like, this is a really tough shot. I do think there's some luck involved as far as going away from your body and coming back with your left hand. But even the ability to make that, like, there's hope as far as his offensive game and where he could be in 3, 4, or 5 years. Like, if you can make shots, you know this, that translates. And it only gets easier to shoot the basketball well as you get older, and then you have trainers around you and assistant coaches feed you the ball. I see this guy as a pick and pop type of 4, but also the physicality to play down low through contact. Like you said, I think this is all going to be about fit, going to the right team for Vernon Carey.
Tim, we know that in the NBA, pick and roll in the pick and pop game is essential to offense. So a question for Vernon Carey is, can he defend pick and rolls? Is he able to move his feet and get back into rotations to help out his teammates defensively? So let's take a look at some clips of him on the defensive side of the ball. And what do you see from him that he needs to work on, but also that allows him to have some kind of instincts that he can build on that will translate to the NBA?
Yeah, first on this play, great motor, right? You're able to hop out, move your feet a little bit, but the biggest thing is recovery, right? He's able to keep the guard in front of him, allows his teammate to get back, and then you hustle back and block that shot. Cam, you're spot on. This is his biggest question mark. Because he's so big, listed at 6'10", 270, it's like, all right, are you going to be able to at least keep guards somewhat in front of you in the pick and roll? Not every big guy has to be Clint Capella or Tristan Thompson, like crazy athlete. Like, there's a lot of centers, the Robin Lopez's, the Brooke Lopez's, Marcin Gortat. Like, those are just a few guys that pop into my head that had nice NBA careers that weren't like crazy athletes. So he's going to have to be really smart as far as how to guard the pick and roll, but that's clearly his biggest question.
100%, Tim. And I love this clip here because he's able to see the court in his basketball IQ. Now watch how he's guarding his man who has the basketball, and he's going to see his guy just go over and set a cross screen. Carey is like, okay, he's not a threat anymore. My guy just got beat on the drive in Wendell Moore. Let me go over and help him. And that's where you talk about that motor. He's able to put himself into positions with his instincts, and he's able to kind of turn those feet up just enough, like this steal here, to make plays on the defensive side. And on this play especially, it goes from defense to offense. I like the little Euro step too. Did Tim Doyle have that back in the day? Did he have the Vernon Carey Euro step for the and one?
Two things I regret, okay? I regret not having the Euro step, and I regret not learning how to flop. I mean, now you just like breathe on a guy, like their neck is going all over the place. Like, those are two things. I'm being dead serious. I wish I knew how to do two of those things. I would have gotten to the free throw line a lot more. Not a crazy athlete, but still pretty athletic. I actually think, besides guarding the pick and roll, how tall is he really? The fro makes him look taller. Is he 6'10"? Is he 6'8"? That is a massive difference. And I don't know if you could do like a height check on Zoom because there was no NBA combine. Like, put him up against the wall, see how tall he really is. But I think he's going to be a really effective long-term NBA player.
100%. Vernon Carey will be able to open some eyes and turn some heads when it gets to the next level after that phenomenal season at Duke. National Freshman of the Year.